Okay, I just saw this video and I have to say this now. I'm gonna let you watch it, but the video was talking about being a convenient friend, being somebody who is always there for everybody else, but then no one's there for you. But you don't notice it right away, but you start to notice it, and then you can't just see or unsee the signs that were always there, that were always there.
There's no beef and there's no issues. I just came to the realization that I was the convenient friend in your life and I decided to remove myself. If you don't know what that is, the convenient friend is the person you call when it's convenient for you. You remember to invite me to your birthday dinners or any other event that you have in your life to support you or possibly give you a gift. However, that same energy and or love is not reciprocated. You remember to call me when you want something or need something, particularly when it's a favor. But any other time of day, you ain't got nothing for me. You're not calling my phone to check up on me. You're not calling my phone to ask me how I'm doing. You're not calling my phone to hang out unless it's a last minute invite. And we all know that that is really rude. Because once again, my place in your life is the convenient friend. The moment that you find another friend that can be as convenient as me and as supportive as me and as reliable as me, my place will no longer matter to you because it never mattered to you to begin with. If you're a person that was the convenient friend, what was your last straw and what made you realize that this person does not care about you the way that you care about them to the point where you had to cut off your friend?
There are always signs. It's about choosing to look at them or choosing to ignore them.
Have you ever felt like people only call you when they need something, or they only text you when they're bored, or somehow they disappear and when they need a favor, they call you? This video is for you. Lately, I've been seeing a few videos about friendships altogether, but this one in particular about the convenient friend really stood out to me, and I think a lot of us have mistaken availability for friendship.
When I realize that I'm the convenient friend and not the priority friend, I will literally stop showing up for you. You're the convenient friend if you're the one they always call on when their other plans fall through, when they always vent to you. They vent to you, but they never ask you if you're okay and how you're doing. They don't create the space for you to vent to them. And the minute you start to convince yourself that, oh, it's fine, I'm just going to be a good friend, maybe they just need me. No. The minute you start to notice that you pour into people who don't do the same for you and you create space for people who don't create the space for you, it's time to retire being the convenient friend.
In friendship, you have to inconvenience yourself to show up for your friends.
Wow.
You do. So people who don't understand that, I don't,
If everything is convenient, it's not truly a sacrifice.
It's not exactly. You have to make sacrifices, not just in friendship or for family and your relationships. Like, you have to inconvenience yourself just to show up, because I always look at it like you never know when people are really needing you. They leaning on you for something. So if you're really truly able to make it, do it.
Do it.
Inconvenience yourself. It's okay. You're not going to be doing something every time that you want to do. You know what I mean? But show up for your friends. I've always believed in that. Like, show up for your friends.
And you always do that.
Yeah, show up.
Always do that.
Show up. Take the risk.
And I think why this happens, I think adulthood makes friendship harder. Everyone's tired. Everyone's juggling responsibilities. People move away, but it becomes harder to maintain relationship when someone lives on an opposite coast or another country. People get married, people become caregivers. Life changes, but effort still matters. I have friends who live in different states, and I make it a point to go see them every single year in their state. And they also come to my state. We make it a point to show that effort as much as possible. Now, being busy shouldn't always mean unavailable. And if someone only has room for you when it's convenient, that tells you where you fit in their priorities. Like the lady just said, you have to sometimes be inconvenienced when you're a friend. You want to show people that they are important and that they also are a priority to you. Another one talks about being the check-in friend, which again is like the convenient friend that they only check in every once in a while. And I'll say this, as we get older, our definition of friendship changes. Now, mind you, throughout my college years, I'll say I've collected lots of friends over the years, even high school. I still have some friends from high school too. But over the years, I have felt that those friendships are slowly changing. I think as we do get older, we lose some people. We lose a lot of people just because of the day to day. Some things just don't fit in sometimes. And then you start to recognize, were we even true friends, or were we, I think one of the videos mentions, were we just associates? Were we convenient friends?
I don't want check in friends. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but as I've gotten older and my friend groups have gotten a lot smaller, what I'm realizing is the friends that I truly value are the ones that I speak to on a more consistent basis. And how I define these check in friends are friends that you may not speak to for a good amount of time, let's say 3 to 4 months. And when you finally connect, it's like you're giving this report on all the things that essentially you've experienced without them being there. And to me, that just doesn't create enough depth. And over time, you'll start to realize, why don't I feel as close to this person anymore? And distance starts to create with these type of friends. And that's why I think it's so important not just to have these check-in friends, but friends that you are consistently keeping in touch with. So you know the highs and lows that they're experiencing. You know that they have this date coming up on Friday that they're super excited about. You know that they are getting ready for a promotion, because there's so much that goes on in our lives, and there's so many things that are changing, jobs, relationships, that these type of friendships remain constant is so important. Continuity is so important in friendships, because as you think about it, that can be the common thread that is consistent in your life. And those are the type of friendships that are going to remind you who you are and who you are becoming.
She talked about not just wanting someone who checks in every few months. And I understood exactly what she meant. And I'm guilty of it too, because sometimes I'll just check in on people just to say hi. But I don't expect anything back. So I don't know. Because there's a difference between, hey girl, just checking on you, and someone who actually knows what's happening in your life. The just checking on you is very surface.
I think it is so important to show up for people, especially for people who show up for you consistently. The least you can do is move a mountain. I don't care what you have to do. Everything is not going to be at your convenience. Some things you just have to make accommodations for. You have to spend the money sometimes. You have to make the time. You have to say no to certain things to say yes to certain things. We cannot expect to have a village, and we don't want to show up for nobody else. You are going to be a lone villager, willing to show up for people, especially for people who show up for you. Life isn't all about you.
You know what stood out to me after watching this? The convenient friend is always expected to understand. They are always expected to adjust, to show up, to answer the phone, to forgive, to wait, hurry up and wait, to fit into everybody else's schedule. But when they need someone, suddenly everybody is busy. I don't even think most people intentionally become the convenient friend. I think it happens little by little. You're a dependable person, you're understanding, you're flexible, until one day you realize the relationship only works because you're doing all the work. And when you're bending over backwards and you realize that that same effort is not being reciprocated to you, it feels one-sided. That I have another video where I'm talking about one-sided friendships, but the convenience does turn into a one-sided friendship. And now that I'm thinking about it, I have a few videos where I talk about friendship before, and I mentioned that I do have a lot of friends, but at this point in my life, as I'm getting older, are those deep friendships, are those genuine friendships? Like the question was put earlier, would they even know that my world is falling apart? Did they know that my father passed? Did they know that my best friend passed? Do they know those things? Did I share those things with them? And if not, why didn't I? I feel like when I was younger, I was partying a lot, going to college, hanging out with friends. And in my mind, I thought having a lot of friends meant you were rich socially. Now, I think having one or two people, maybe three, four, I don't know, I still got a lot of friends, you can completely be yourself with, that's the real wealth. I think we've gotten so used to calling every interaction a friendship. Social media followers, co-workers, people we occasionally text, old classmates, people we send memes to. Those can all be nice relationships, but they're not necessarily deep relationships, those deep friendships. I think a lot of adults are grieving friendships they still technically have. You still follow each other, you still like each other's pictures, you still say happy birthday. But if your world fell apart tomorrow, would they even know? Would you even want to tell them? Let me know how you feel about it. I love a good comment conversation. Let me know how you feel. I also want to say this. Sometimes we expect people to be mind readers, right? Healthy friendships go both ways. Sometimes you're not going to feel like something, and sometimes the other person's not going to feel like something, but things go both ways, right? Sometimes your friends don't know you're struggling because you haven't said anything, like I mentioned before. Did you want them to know? And if not, why not? Communication matters, but reciprocity matters too. I'm at the point in my life where I'd rather have fewer friendships with real depth than a phone full of contacts who only remember I exist when they need something. You need a birthday gift? You want to invite me to your party? So, I'm going to start this sentence and then you fill in the blank in the comments. I want friendships where, and I'll say, we celebrate each other, we challenge each other, we pray for each other. God knows we need this prayer right now. We laugh together. I love a good laughing session. We tell each other the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. We check on each other because we genuinely care, not just like a surface level, hey girl, just checking on you. And I've been guilty of that. So I want to ask you, have you ever realized you were someone's convenient friend? Ooh, cha. And when you realize it, it's like, hold up. All the flashbacks of the relationship start running through your head when you realize, hold on, I was the friend of convenience. And how does that make you feel? Or have you found those rare friendships that have real depth? Let's talk about it in the comments, ladies. And if you're a guy listening, feel free. You can add to the conversation too. I'm sure this isn't just for the ladies. But because I have a feeling that a lot more people are experiencing this than we realize, I want to have this conversation with you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You know all the things I love. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.